Wind's Wilderness Adventures by Cressida Cowell. The twins follow a polar bear. The snow glittered and dazzled as the sun glinted off the ice. The treetop family have transformed their time machine into a snowmobile, and they have traveled not back in time but far, far away to the Arctic. A so-called the wind nipped your nose like a bee sting. The treetop family were looking for the largest land carnivore in the world. The
Magnificent
polar bear. Tulip spotted a snowy owl. Asha spotted an Arctic fox. Alfie spotted an orca, but nobody had spotted any polar bears. Look, said Professor Penelope excitedly. There are bear prints in front of us. Professor Penelope bent down to measure the bear prints. Let's follow them, said Ted. He warned on ahead, looking through his binoculars. Careful, warned Professor Pablo. Polar bears are wonderful animals, but they can be very dangerous.
Go.
Ted stamped back across. I can see there are no polar bears nearby. Polar bears have black skin and their fur is not white. It is actually transparent, said Asha. In this snowy landscape, it looks white because it reflects sunlight. You may find it hard to spot a polar bear. But suddenly, Ted did spot something out on the ice. Was a mother polar bear and her two little cubs. The mother was very still, watching a hole in the ice, hoping to catch a seal. Her cubs were playing nearby, sliding on their tummies in the snow. How exciting, said Professor Penelope. A mother and her cubs. One of the cubs ran off across the ice. The mother called out to it, but the cub did not listen. It ran and ran, and then suddenly there was a loud crack.
Even.
Even. Louder. Splash.
Splash.
Yo.
Yo, said the
Said
little
the
cub.
Cub yelled as the ice
Gave.
gave
Mm.
way, and it was plunged into the freezing cold water beneath. Oh no, said Professor Penelope, looking through her binoculars.
Go.
The cub is very young. It might not know how to swim yet.
Whatever.
Whatever
Should.
should they do? The mother bear was frantic with worry. She ran over to the edge of the ice and called out to her baby. Her mother cub was so scared it climbed her baby.
Her other cub.
Her
Her other cub.
other
This one, oh. Her other cub was so.
her other cub
Was so.
other her other cub was so scared it climbed up onto its mother's back. Shall we help the cub? Asked Asha. I don't think we can. Shall.
Said.
Professor Pablo. The mother is so frightened she might attack us. Wait, said Professor Penelope. Look, I think Mom might be giving her cub its first swimming lesson. And it was true. While the baby polar bear
Splash.
splashed around, trying to reach the safety of the ice. The mother looked on and called out to her cub, and sure enough, the splashing soon began to look like swimming, and the swimming brought the cub to the edge of the ice.
Good job.
The baby polar bear pulled itself out of the water, shook itself off, and ran to join its mother. They nuzzled each other lovingly. Then the cub and its mother and sibling all wandered off together across the ice.
Go.
Phew, panted Professor Penelope as the treetop family watched the polar bears disappear. I'm glad none that cub has made me feel cold. Let's go home. And they all went back to their cozy ice house for dinner. Nighttime in the Arctic. Back at the ice house, the professor made notes about polar
Notes.
bears populations and habitats, while the treetop twins played at sliding down the ice hills until it was time to go to bed, because humans because human children are not so very different from bear cubs and polar bears.
Parents
Are just like our parents, said Ted as he got into bed. Sometimes they fuss at us, but it is only because they want us to be safe. Yes, and they want you to go to sleep too, said Professor Penelope
as she
as she turned off
the
the light. I bet those tired baby polar bears are fast asleep
already.
already.
The
The end.
good job, baby.